Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to Coffee Time Live, tea time, water time. Here it's coffee and water time. How is everybody doing? My name's lisalyle. I'm doing fine. I'm doing good. And this is my channel here on YouTube. So let me just get this Palo Santo going before we start the conversation, and I have to put some stuff on my lips. I didn't do that. Okay, so at this time, I'd like to ask that I'm a clear and pure channel to bring through messages from Source Divine, loving and kind, with the intention of supporting our greatest and highest good at this time, and an elevated experience of a calm central nervous system. So, Thursday, April the 3rd. Wow. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Okay, let me take some water. So, because these messages are all spiritual in nature, shared with the intention of supporting the individual healing journey, I trust that whenever you find these messages, there will be something here for you. We're still working under the beautiful influence during this connection of some raw rose quartz, green calcite, and a smoky citrine terminated point. And if you haven't had a look, there were recorded Whimsical Wednesday interactive messages that were premiered yesterday with these two stones. So if you haven't had a look, do have a look and receive a message from your inner child. So, hi, Kiva. Welcome. Happy 222. Look at that. Look how powerful. Two powerful women connecting right here and now. Thank you so much for being here. I'm good. Yesterday, I saw your message yesterday that you were confused when you refreshed. So that was a pre-recorded video, which I premiered. So I think as the premiere is going, I'm not sure. I was out with the dogs, but I think as the premiere is going, there is the sidebar chat. And sometimes I have popped in there, other times not so much. So I trust that you enjoyed your message. How are you doing? If you're seeing the orangey brown on my arm, remember the old days when you'd get a wound and we put iodine, or your parents or the public health nurse at school would put iodine on the wound? Well, there is an iodine crisis on this planet, and so that's how I take my iodine every day. I rub it on my skin and let it absorb in. So today I was guided to bring we have a few decks here, but we're going to pull some cards from the Goddess of the Moon and the Moonology Oracle combined. I'm going to share just a little bit. I didn't dive into it yet. How have you all been feeling? Have you noticed the shift in energy and the intensity of the energy coming in? Yesterday, we've been having some weird weather, and those of you who know, I've been taking pictures of lines in the sky for probably a dozen or more years at this time. And we are definitely under the weather and under attack by human generated weather. So yesterday it was so weird because they had been forecasting rain all day. Tuesday was a very nice day here. I got to spend some time down at the lake. It was beautiful. And when I put this shirt on today, happiness is always in style, the message I received with the colors here on the shirt is grounded love is our solar power. Grounded love is our power. So getting grounded right here and now supports everything. our ability to navigate this intensity. So Tuesday was a beautiful day, with the exception of, some activity in the sky, which amped up as the day went on, which always indicates a shift in weather the following day. Good. Yay. Same. And so anyways, yesterday it was so weird. I was standing outside in my little yard space, and I wasn't sure what it was. I wasn't sure if it was thunder or a very large, low-flying plane. I kept hearing sonic boom, but I'm not even sure what a sonic boom is. So it was this boom, and it was like this rumbling, and it was very loud. It was literally like I was scared. I was startled. And we hadn't seen any rain or anything as yet, just really overcast, ominous looking skies, but no rain. So this one boom rolled through, and within minutes, we were having freezing rain, hail, snow. It was insane. Of course, I didn't have my phone with me. By the time I got the phone out to try to record the sound, it had passed. It was moving west. And then I saw some of my friends, well, one of my friends, I saw them post that they heard this thunder, and then this snow started flying. It was so weird. And last night, like the rumblings last night, it sounded more like natural thunder, which my family used to say it was God bowling. And, and lightning was a strike. Quite the visual. But it was strange, and it had me somewhat unsettled, and perhaps a little bit on edge. Things are a little wonky here in my home country right now. And so, yeah, we're in the election season. This is funny. And the first card out is the work through your fears. So, it's interesting. We're given these opportunities at this time. And yes, like Kiva says, it has been a positive shift. And I believe the last time we connected live, we had chatted about this. And then there was a bunch of waves, incoming waves in recent days, and still very much around the divine masculine energy. Like it's almost like an acting out, if you will, rather childish and rather, what did I say to my son the other day? Like hi, Milos. Hey, brother. How's it going? Welcome. How's it going over there in Serbia? Yeah, the divine feminine is in this holding space. And as the divine masculine, like what I said to my son the other day is like, are we done with the temper tantrum? Like, honestly, and it's this wanting to be grown up, wanting to be a man, and then like, oh, but something's hurt me or whatever, right? And it's great that we're able to come to an understanding. And I feel like as the essence, the embodiment of the divine feminine, it's really important to be rooted in love, because this is truly our power, right? And what we're seeing, the masculine is going through this leveling up, this opportunity to level up, if you will, and the feminine's here holding space. And yet, let's be honest about it, there are many feminines who are participating in this because they are heavily in the masculine energy in their own experience. So they are in the inversion. They haven't yet flipped the switch back to their true essence of who they truly are, which is a divine feminine at heart. It's an interesting quandary or conundrum that we're all within. And I'm seeing this little scorpion here, And the Scorpion, I'm raising, or I have raised a Scorpio, a little Scorpion. And, working through our fears really helps us to gain strength, the 10-10 there on the clock, to come into our power as the wheel of fortune spins in our favor. The wheel of destiny is turning. So some of the astrology, we have Neptune, which moved into Aries late last week, or early this week. I didn't take too many notes. I've been very I've been very just in the moment. So Neptune in Aries for the first time in 160 years, and this is a 14-year cycle here, and it's all about a spiritual quest. So we're going to keep going and growing as we have been doing, and there's going to be many little saplings, many little seeds who are awakening in. Uh, I want to say not in the shadow, awakening within the shadow, 1111, their own personal shadow is going to facilitate, and all of these planetary alignments are going to facilitate an awakening, and it's going to be a 14-year journey here. So we're looking at around the time 2041, 2042, like that. Our heart knows best. And so this is a part of our progress. Excuse me, this is a part of it, waking up to the fact that our heart knows what is right and true for us. And if we honor our heart, as in truly connecting with this space and honoring what is true for right and true for us, we will not be in positions, and we will no longer be causing harm to others. So it's about our journey of faith with our own heart. Like Kaipacha said, the astrologer said yesterday, we're in the eye of the needle. And, he said, eye of the needle. And then the message that came through me is, we are the golden thread. And so, if you've ever had to thread a needle, it can be quite challenging, right? You put the thread in and then it like bends and stuff, and then you have to lick it and try again. And it's like, that's where we're at. We go forward, we're allowing ourselves to go through this eye of the needle, which is, it feels like a very small space, and yet it is much, and yet it's much more expansive. So today we have Saturn, Venus, Mercury, and the North Node in Pisces in conjunction. And, they are all trining with Mars in Cancer, and Mars has been in Cancer since September the 5th of 2024. So let's reflect back on what's gone on in the last 6-7 months. It's a massive conjunction, and things are going to start to move on because Mercury is stationing to go direct. And then Venus will be doing the same in a couple of days. I didn't write the dates down here. But the trine with Mars in Cancer, and Mars, the ruler of Aries, this is all about our emotional healing and our ability to show up for ourselves and navigate what may be tumultuous emotional waters. We're all of it. And I often, because I'm so connected to nature, we all are, I'm often guided to see the reflection in nature in the human condition or the human experience, what we are going through. The moon, as of today, is also in Cancer, and it is squaring all of the above. So, sacred is our love. And it's really up to us to get grounded in our sacredness. And it's not complicated. It doesn't look like much. And yet it is incredibly powerful. It is the simplicity of spirituality, right? Saturn, the Lord of Karma, it's quite a heavy energy, and we are seeing it all over the place. And Venus stations direct on April the 12th. I did write that down. So Saturn, the Lord of Karma, being in, Pisces, it's quite heavy. And I was guided to write heaviness, slow burn. And so we feel like there's this, when you're watching, if you've seen something and it's like happening, like yesterday, I was doing some cooking for us for the week, and I had this container of like chopped garlic on the counter. And at the same time as I was doing that, I was washing up some pots in the sink, and I went to move a pot actually off of the counter, and I saw the container there. I should know myself well enough to know that that lid's not tight on that container. And I did have the thought, oh, I should move that, but I didn't. So I picked up the pot. It hit the container. There was garlic and oil everywhere, everywhere. And so, it's like I could almost see it happening. I almost saw it before it happened, and then I saw it in slow motion. And so this slow burn is like, it's like our inner fire. Yeah. It's like our inner fire encouraging us to reach higher, dig deeper, and reach higher. We've got the answers you need are coming. Actually, I would venture to say, with Mercury going, stationing to go direct in the coming day or two, the answers are here. Gemini is co-ruled with Virgo by Mercury. And this is about divine truth. And this is about seeing all sides of ourself, all aspects of ourself as we are, and then answering the call. That's been coming through for years. And now it's like in this Neptune in Aries, Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, watery, emotional, spiritual. Like we've had a lot of water going on here since the fall. And the message here is that we are to honor and clean up the waters of life that we are within our physical vessel. So, it feels like, we already have the answers we need. It's just about acting lovingly, accordingly. So 2 cards wanted to come out here. The first one out was a new romantic cycle begins, the new moon in Libra. We actually have a new moon in a full moon in Libra coming up. And so this again, I believe it's right before the Easter, the resurrection, the 420. I didn't write it down here. So I'm going to put this book away. So we have the full moon in Libra coming up. Yes. Isn't that exciting? For those of us who want, and the romance begins with our ability to romance ourselves, right? Our ability to show up for ourselves, self-care, setting the vibe in the home space, clearing out the home space, and taking time to sit within the void, to rest within the void. The moon is now visible in the night sky here again. And this just really feels like, again, we've been talking about it for a long time, the in-between time, the space between the rise and fall of our breath, the space between the waves. And here we go. So we just had the new moon in Aries, which was also a solar eclipse, a partial solar eclipse. It's time. And action doesn't have to be out there in the world. The action is the action that we take in our daily life towards caring for ourselves. I feel like in coming days, we're going to do a little bit of together here, maybe Saturday Night Live. We'll do some chest openers, because I have found in the last couple of days this real need almost to, it's actually being rather unconscious. And I'm very, normally very conscious of posture and everything like this. And in the last 24 to 48 hours, I've been finding that I'm like kind of hunched, rounding my shoulders. It's almost as if feeling the need to protect the heart space. And yet we are divinely protected. And so it's like rolling our shoulders up, back, and down and standing our holy ground, planting our feet on the ground and standing upright in our power. And I'm feeling the scales here as we balance out the scales of karma and justice. Act accordingly, take moves in the direction of your dreams. So let's see. So to wrap this up, there will be an animal, spirit animal component. Yeah. It's amazing. And, you know, I feel like I'm really being nudged back into sharing and doing more energetic work with all of you. Because really that is my greatest gift. Yeah, I can pull cards and intuitively read cards. Ultimately, I read energy and help shift and move energy to get things flowing again. So that is what we are going to focus on in the coming week or two. Where is that deck? They're having me look for a deck, and of course I can't find it. Let me just stand up here. Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's add to this the Queen of the Sun, the Queen of the Sun Oracle. I always forget this name. Yeah, the Queen of the Sun. So let's see. Yeah, maybe I will. You know, I really, my goal this year is to get some better. I do have great recording equipment. I don't have the knowledge to set it all up. Frank set me up with some beautiful cameras and lenses, and I do need to work on getting a speaker even here for not a speaker, a microphone, because sometimes I'll like listen back and the sound's all right. It's not great though. And yeah, we could absolutely be doing some stuff like that. And I do it for, individual clients as well. Yeah, that was awesome of Frank. And I wish he was around to figure out how to use it, because I don't have interests like that. That's, I don't have interests like that. That's why, partnership and stuff is great, right? I have skills, others have skills. We bring them to the table. We help each other out. Reciprocity, right? We had this the other day. And that's not my strong suit. That's not what I'm here to do, figure out that stuff. I'm here to serve in the ways that I do. And, the other stuff, I trust that eventually I will have a partner in my life that will see this is my purpose. There will be a partner in my life that is able to support what I am here to do. Okay. And I will in turn be able to, oh my gosh, yes, I will in turn be able to support them too. So the first card out here was beauty, our own beauty. The beauty of the master's path is that, each pass we take around the sun, each trip we take around the sun, we grow wiser. We grow, more confident in who we are and what we bring to the table. We become more courageous to share what we're here for and allow the world to truly see who we are, to truly see who we are. And then the second card out was the reciprocity card and photosynthesis. This is beautiful. And this is about our planetary mission, the number 6, right? It's the Virgo, the 6th house, our health. We're in currently at this time a universal 9 year, and this is like completion, wrapping up cycles. But it's all about healing. And remember the other day I was saying it's like our ancestors, our loved ones in spirit, are really celebrating us because of like we have helped to free them as well through our healing work. This card to me right now is representing the ancestors who are here showing us they're so proud, so happy of all we've done. And we may not feel that in the physical realm. We may not feel that love and support from our ancestors that are in this realm with us. And that ultimately we are here in service to our eternal soul. Right? So it doesn't really matter. We're all here for spiritual growth, and we all have the same opportunities for that, because it's always about the journey within and getting underneath the whatever's coming up, the anger, the rage, and this kind of stuff. Anger and rage is nothing more than unhealed pain. So it's really important that we begin to make those connections and heal. Come back to nature and heal. Allow yourself to feel and be healed. And then we had the purpose card. Our purpose is of a spiritual nature, and we're remembering this more and more and more with each and every day. The purpose of our journey is to rediscover the joy of play. You know, the other day I mentioned I was given the message that I am a joyful muse. And so you may have noticed that the name of this channel has changed. It will change again in a couple weeks. It's not quite perfect yet, but I guess I made too many changes yesterday, and then I said, no, you can't make another change for 2 weeks. But the joyful muse, and that doesn't mean that every day is like, hip, hip, hooray every day. Yet it kind of really does, because regardless of what's going around, what's going on, if we can find the joy and hold our sacred ground, we are doing great service. This is a part of our purpose. And so keep going, because we are resilient. We are breaking through timelines. We are moving beyond the mind. So much healing here. So much healing. So much potential for healing. As we honor and rectify the Trinity that resides inside, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the child. Me too. Puddles. There's so many puddles around these days. The other night, leaving work, I jumped in a puddle, and one of my coworkers was like, oh my gosh. I said, oh shoot, sorry. I wasn't even thinking there's a bunch of adults leaving work. Like, you're going to splash him. I didn't splash him, but he was like, ah. I had fun. Frank would have been so proud. He bought me the big hunter rain boots up to my knees, and he used to love it when I would just play in the puddles. Can't wait for the days of bare feet in the puddles, honestly. And what this card is saying to me is that you are making breakthroughs. You have broken free. You have broken through something recently that you perhaps never imagined you would break through or free. It's like our soul really wants to shine now. Our soul wants us to come out and share our truth divine, and not really matter who's critical of what we're doing or anything like that. That doesn't matter. The days of judgment are gone. We are, who did we answer to? That's the question. Who do you answer to? Right? I answer to my eternal soul, God, creator, source. And, that's what we're all meant to do, to break through this idea that there's someone on this planet that has authority over you and the choices and decisions that you make and the life that you live. They've set it up so it sure looks that way. And yet, when we live simply spiritually, we understand and we know that, no, I'm in charge. God's in charge, right? And this comes out perfect timing the day after I change the name of the channel, The Joyful Muse. Hathor, number 17. This is 8, the eternal soul. 8. Yeah. And I mean, let's be honest. Like, there are sometimes, it depends the source and where it's coming from. Sometimes we do feel, oh, ouch, that hurt a little bit, and it usually is from the closest relations, right? The people closest to us, those we love, and those who love us. And yet it doesn't stick, and that's the beauty. That's the beauty of the healing journey, right? Like, less and less sticks. That's all right. Go pick up sticks, toss rocks and pick up sticks. Remember that game, Pick Up Sticks and the Barrel of Monkeys? Like, it was the simple things, right? It honestly, pick up sticks. That was a fun game. And jacks. Yeah. Yeah. And it's true, and it depends. And sometimes the unhealed players in our life, the unhealed people that we love, the things that they say and do can hurt us the most, right? Um, because they know us. And so oftentimes I find with the immature masculine energy is they like to throw things at us, like basically who we are. They want to use that against us somehow, and we've all heard it. We've heard it for generations. Oh, women are crazy, so hormonal, or this or that, or is it that time of the month? Like, what is that? That's a really incredibly powerful time of the month, and hopefully that is shifting with the younger generation. Hopefully they have mothers that are teaching them that this is a sacred gift, and all of that, so that they enjoy being in their divine feminine essence, living their truth joyfully in service to the eternal soul. Right? Take action now in the direction of your joy. So, do I have a piece of hair on me, on my finger? So, that feels like that. Kiva, would you like me to pull you a card? I will pull you an animal spirit card, but I feel like that is it really for these collective messages. We will be back tomorrow. Yeah, right. So I think because you're here, Kiva, you're here and you're engaging, and 3223, the divine masculine's here, perhaps not engaging, and yet we feel you, we see you, and we love you. We're holding space for you. Happiness is always in style. Put a smile on your face, right? Okay, Kiva. If there's anyone else here, I don't see that there is, but if there is and you'd like a card, let me know. And if you want an interactive message, what is this? Sorry. Oh, okay. If you would like an interactive, yesterday there was an interactive message, messages from your inner child for now. So, okay, Kiva. I'm being guided to pull an archetype card for you. So this is from the Wild Unknown, and this is the Wild Unknown archetypes, and this is the Wild Unknown animal spirits. So we'll get you a couple cards, and then I'm gonna move along in my rubber boots, go find some puddles, and take the dogs to the dog park for a walk in the mud. Yes. Oh, this came through. The sword of truth, honoring all the cycles of your life. You're doing great. Archangel Michael works closely with you, Kiva. I'm sure you know that. And this is really just about the cycles and moving through the storms. I shared something on Instagram just before this live, and also here in the shorts, the storm that rolled through last night, and it pulled me outside to record the rain coming down and the thunder and the lightning. I got some of it, and it was intense. It was like the intensity of that one boom that rolled through here yesterday. I guess it was thunder. I don't know. But this is like moving beyond the intensity, and even in the intensity of this storm, having the ability, even in the intensity of the storm, having the ability to hold your sacred ground, to right yourself, to take time in the out in the sunshine when the sun is shining, to honor the darkness when night falls, to rest and restore and renew righteousness to your experience, because there is ancient wisdom within you that is wanting to come to the surface at this time. I did some writing the other day. I've been doing a lot of automatic channeled writing recently, and so many messages about this ancient wisdom. And if you'll remember, with our Virgo full moon, we the message came through: ancient wisdom, modern mystic, simply spiritual. And this is powerful. Eyes are the window to the soul. What is it that the windows are letting through? What is it that people see when they look at the windows on the beautiful face that is you? Let's get this guidebook here for the dragon card, because I think it's one of the extras. So this is the book. So I think the dragon is one of the cosmic ones or something like this. Let's see. Okay, so they're the spirit cards. So the dragon is one of the spirit cards. And, I always think back to my favorite movie growing up. I should go watch it again, The Never Ending Story. And, it's like, we were born. There was a time we remembered that we rode on the backs of dragons. We flew with the dragonflies and the butterflies. And, through a child's eyes is the message that I'm hearing. Um, so the message here from the guidebook, Kiva, and thank you for allowing me to pull these cards for you and to bring this message through, really, for all of us. How beautiful. It says, seeing one's most true self, balancing the ego, right? And this is the battle here. And the battle takes place in the solar plexus. It is our thoughts about our feels that keeps us spinning our wheels and digging our heels in, right? So we're lifting those heels, stop spinning the wheels, breathe into the belly of the dragon, the fire in the belly, igniting it. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look in the mirror, deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon, breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back for a ride. Very powerful. And really, it feels to me like it's just confirmation of everything that's come through in this connection today. So again, thank you, Kiva. It helps us surrender and go. We let the dragon guide us as we hop on its back for a ride. And as we traverse even the most difficult terrain, the dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, their agri is nim. Agri is described as the inner fire or sacred intelligence. May even just the mention of dragons stir the embers of intelligence within you. It's funny because you see this little thing here. Wait till you see how I drew the needle. Remember when I said eye of the needle? I love it. I'm so grateful to Puff the magic dragon, live by the sea, and frolicked in the land of, in a land in the sea called Galilee. I love that song. But if you look at this flame, if you look at the flame, and you look at my eye of the needle, it's kind of similar. That's a really big needle. It looks more like an ankh or a balloon on a string. But anyways, that was meant to be a needle. Um, I didn't say drawing was my strong suit. So, oh, and this is perfect. This is the dragon and the third chakra. So it says the subtle energy of dragon lives at the navel center in the Manipura chakra. Manipura translates to the city of hidden gems, and behind its gates burns the fire of our transformation and digestion. The sages believe health of the fire at the navel center is what um, governs our ability to clearly see both the inner and outer dimensions. And I would strongly agree. So Kiva, it feels like breath practices, and I'm really feeling it's the nighttime routine. The morning time is all about the get up and go, rising with the sun, doing what needs to be done, taking care of yourself, creating ease within your day. And then at night, I feel that there's something powerful about the nighttime when the sun sets, when you're beginning to wrap things up and call it a day, getting into your Zen space and just spending some time breathing, not in a seated position. I'm really feeling this in a horizontal position, laying down and really tuning into your body and seeing if you can, well, not if, becoming aware of how powerful working with your breath is to support the ease and opening of the body. Because as you said, like me, you were feeling contracted and tight too in the shoulders and the back. And, often when I was teaching yoga and fitness, it was like, because people are hunched at their computers all day. But there's also something to be said about we're all walking around like the wounded warriors that we are. And those of us who know that we're here to bring our inner fire, yes, our inner fire back online. So through your breath, Kiva, working with your breath, and then you may even want to place the heels of your hands on your hips and your fingertips down towards the pubic bone, resting on the pubic bone, creating a beautiful triangle there. Breathing and seeing if you can feel your breath as you get it down into the bellows of the body, right? The diaphragm, seeing if you can feel it lifting and opening up your hips. See if you can get the breath down into there, and that will support like movement of any stagnant, stuck energy. And we're, it's coming up fast and furious. And yet the beauty of this whole transition is we are stable and grounded, and yeah, we're doing it. So I would like to thank you, Kiva, and everyone else who is watching this on the replay. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for filling your own cup, and join me back here on Friday, tomorrow, for the Sacred Rebel Rising. We are the ones here to change the frequency. So we'll work with some sound tomorrow, and we'll see. I'm kind of feeling guided away from the decks that I had been encouraged to use for Freedom Friday. I did too, Kiva. Thank you so much for showing up and engaging. It makes it so much easier than sitting here feeling like I'm talking to myself. And hoping someone sees this on the back end. Yeah, I've really been, love you too. I've really been guided away from those decks. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. I will be connecting with you live tomorrow morning. We'll say 10:55 again. And until that time, go out there and harness your sacred power and find the joy in this beautiful day. I see you. I feel you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. thumbs up, supports. And if I would be so honored to have receive your subscription to this channel. Awesome, Kiva. So do I. Love you, sis. I love all of you. Take good care. We're ending this with 4 4s across the board. We walk with angels, and the angels walk with us.